Hi everyone. Today I am going to explain the classifications of circuit breaker and what is the working principle of oil circuit breaker and what are the advantages and disadvantages of that oil circuit breaker, and we will discuss about the bulk and minimum oil circuit breakers. Okay, in the previous class I am explaining about the working of about the circuit breakers and what are the phenomena are obtained in the case of a circuit breaker, and also how the arc will be produced, what is the arc phenomena, and how the arc will be extinguished, that already studied in the previous classes. Okay, in present class I am explaining about the classifications of a circuit breaker. Classifications of circuit breakers, that is different types of a circuit breakers. Next one is the what is the introduction to the oil circuit breaker. The oil circuit breaker is the one type of circuit breakers. Next, working principle and advantages and disadvantages of that oil circuit breakers, and what is meant by the bulk oil and minimum oil circuit breakers. These are all the topics covered in this class. Okay. Now see the different types of circuit breakers, that is the classifications of a circuit breakers. Okay, depending on the dielectric medium, the circuit breakers are classified as 4 types. Okay, depending upon that medium, the breaker is classified as 4 types. Okay, this is the operating principle of a circuit breaker. This is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. If any faults are obtained near the circuit breaker, then automatically the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact. Okay, if any faults are obtained near the contacts of this circuit breaker, then automatically the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact. If the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact, there is an air gap between this moving and fixed contact. In that air gap we produce the arc. Okay, due to that arc the contacts of this circuit breaker is damaged. Okay, that is the main reason for the reduction of this arc. Okay, that arc will be reduced within a very short time is the one of the major important criteria in the case of the circuit breakers. Okay, that's why we are using the dielectric mediums. That's why we are using the different types of dielectric mediums. Okay, this is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. Okay, this is the arc quenching medium. In that we are using the dielectric mediums. Okay, depending upon the dielectric mediums, the circuit breakers are classified into 4 types. Okay, in that the arc quenching is the one of the major problem. That's why we are using the dielectric medium as a arc quenching. Okay, by using this dielectric medium we quenches the arc within a very short time. Okay, this problem can be overcome by using the dielectric medium. By using this dielectric medium, on the basis of this dielectric medium, the circuit breakers are classified into 4 types. Okay, that is the oil circuit breakers. Next one is the air blast circuit breaker. Next one is the SF6 circuit breaker, and next one is the vacuum circuit breaker. These are the 4 types of a circuit breakers depending upon the dielectric mediums. Okay. Next, introduction to the oil circuit breaker. Introduction to the oil circuit breaker. Okay, in this class I am discussing the overall oil circuit breakers. Okay, that oil circuit breaker, what are the working principle of that oil circuit breakers, and what is the advantages and disadvantages of these circuit breakers, and what is the types of circuit, what are the types of the oil circuit breakers, that all will be explained in this class. Okay, coming to the oil circuit breakers, in this type of circuit breaker, oil is used as a arc quenching medium. Okay, in this type of circuit breaker, oil is used as a arc quenching medium. Okay, coming to the construction, it consists of a tank. Coming to the construction, it consists of a tank. This is the tank is filled with the transformer oil. This tank is filled with the transformer oil. There is some air gap in the top of this tank. This is the air gap in the top of this tank. Okay, the oil is filled 3/4 of the tank. This is the oil. That oil will be filled 3/4 of this tank, and other is filled with air, and other is filled with air. This remaining area will be filled with the air. Okay, it acts as a air cushion. It acts as a air cushion. Okay, to control the displacement of the oil, to control the displacement of the oil, and absorbs the upward movement of the oil, and absorbs the upward movement of the oil. Okay, this is the fixed contact, and another one is the moving contact. Okay, that moving contact is connected by the piston. The moving contact is connected by the piston. This is the fixed contact, and the down one we are having the moving contact. That moving contact is connected by the piston. Okay, this is the tank. This is the tank that is filled by the oil. That dotted line indicates the oil. This is the tank that is filled by the oil on the 3/4. Okay, we fill it at the top of the tank. It is filled with the air. At the top of this tank we fill it with the air. Okay, it acts as a air cushion. It acts as a air cushion. Okay, this is the overall tank. Okay, in that the tank will be, the 3/4 of the tank will be filled by the oil. Okay, then the fixed and moving contacts are immersed in this oil. The remaining place of this tank will be acts as a air cushion. Okay, the fixed and the moving contacts are placed in the oil. Okay, one piston is connected to the moving contact. Okay, this is the basic construction of the oil circuit breakers. Okay, next, under normal operating conditions, that means the no fault conditions. Okay, the contact of the air blast circuit breakers are closed. Okay, under normal operating conditions, the contacts of air blast circuit breaker are closed. Okay, that means the fixed and moving contacts are together to each other. If any faults are occur, okay, when a fault occurs, the contacts are open. The fixed and the moving contacts are open. Okay, and an arc is struck between them, and an arc is struck between them. Therefore, air blast established by the opening of the blast valve floated between the air to the reservoir and the arcing chamber. Okay, due to the air blast, the arc cools and dielectric strength of the medium is increased. Okay, then the arc is extinguished. Then the arc will be extinguished. Therefore, the air blast established by the opening of the blast valve coated between the air to the reservoir and arcing chamber. Okay, therefore, due to the air blast, the arc cools and dielectric strength of the medium is increased. Okay, then the arc is extinguished. Okay, this is the construction and working of a air blast circuit breakers. Okay, next coming to the classifications of a air blast circuit breakers. Okay, overall this is the construction of the oil circuit breakers. Classifications of a oil circuit breakers. Okay, in that we are using the in this type of the circuit breaker, oil is used as a dielectric medium. Okay, this is the oil is used as the dielectric medium or the insulating medium for the arc extinguishing. Okay, it consists of a tank. It is filled with the transformer oil. This tank is filled with the transformer oil. Okay, at the top of this tank, air is filled in the tank. Okay, at the top of this tank, the air is filled in the tank, which acts as a cushion. To control the displacement of the oil. Okay, and also observes the upward movement of this oil, and also we observes the upward movement of the oil. Okay, this is the introduction about the oil circuit breakers and air blast circuit breakers. Okay, when the fault occur in the circuit breaker, an arc is struck between the contacts. Okay, this while observing this figure, this is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. In between the fixed and the moving contact, a large amount of heat is developed. In between the fixed and moving contact, the arc is struck. Okay, due to that arc, a large amount of heat energy is liberated. At a very high temperature, it reaches which vaporize and surrounding the oil into the gas. The surrounding of this arc of gas will be oil will be converted into the gas. Okay, the gas liberates the surrounds the arc and its explodes growth around it displays the oil velocity. Okay, the arc is extinguished when the distance between the contacts reaches certain value. When the distance between the contacts reaches the certain value, an arc is contacts of the circuit breaker distance, the contacts arc will be extinguished when the distance between the contacts reaches the certain value. Okay, this is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. If any faults are obtained, in this case the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact. There is some air gap will be obtained. In that way the arc will be produced. Okay, due to that arc some heat energy will be developed. By using that heat energy, the surrounding arc oil will be converted into the gas. Okay, this is the gas bubble or the oil vapor bubbles. Okay, that gas liberates, surrounds the arc and explodes the growth around it, displays the oil. Then the arc will be extinguished. This is the basic working principle of a oil circuit breakers. Okay, next, what are the advantages and disadvantages are there in the case of oil circuit breakers. Okay, first advantages of the oil circuit breakers. Okay, an arc energy is absorbed in decomposition of the oil. By decomposition of the oil, the arc energy is absorbed. That is the one of the main advantage in the case of a oil circuit breakers. Next, the cooling oil present in the cooling surface. Okay, it encloses the proximate to the arc. Okay, the oil is used as a very good insulator and allows smaller clearance between the live conductors and the earth. Okay, next one is it is a low cost circuit breaker. Okay, the oil has a high dielectric strength and provides the insulation between the contacts after the arc has been finally extinguished. Okay, and there have been the time for the oil to flow into the gap between the contacts. Okay, next, what is the disadvantages are there in the case of a oil circuit breakers? Okay, in that oil circuit breaker we are using the oil as a dielectric medium. Due to that oil we are obtaining the some of the risks are there for formation of the explosive mixture with the air. Okay, due to the explosive mixture of the air, some faults will be obtained. Okay, due to the decomposition of the oil into the arc, the oil becomes polluted by the carbon particles. The surrounded oil may be polluted with the carbon particles. Okay, then which reduces the dielectric strength of the oil. Hence, it reduces the dielectric strength of the oil. And by using the oil, the major disadvantage is the fire hazards are obtained. If a defective oil circuit breaker should fail under pressure and causes an explosion. Okay, that is the main advantages and disadvantages of the oil circuit breakers. Okay, next, the types of a circuit breaker. Next one is the types of a oil circuit breakers. Okay, the oil circuit breakers are divided into two categories depending upon the level of the oil. Depending upon the usage of the oil, it will be classified into two types. That is, first one is the bulk oil circuit breaker. Next one is the minimum oil circuit breaker. Okay, that is the depending upon the level of the oil circuit breakers will be classified into two types. That is the bulk oil or the minimum oil circuit breakers. Okay, coming to the bulk oil circuit breaker, bulk oil means that in that name we are having the large quantity of the oil. Okay, a circuit breaker which uses a large quantity of oil is known as the bulk oil circuit breaker. If you are using the high amount of oil, we require the large amount of oil, then it is known as the bulk oil circuit breakers. Okay, next, coming to the bulk oil circuit breaker, this is the basic constructional diagrams for this bulk oil circuit breakers. In that the breaker is filled with the oil. We are using the large quantity of oil, high quantity of oil. Okay, this is the moving contact and this is the fixed contact. Okay, this is the overall tank. That tank, 3/4 of this tank is filled by the oil. Okay, in between the fixed and the moving contacts, if any faults are obtained, automatically that arc will be struck. Okay, this is the arc arc, this is the arc. Okay, when the arc will be obtained in between the moving and fixed contact, that arc will be totally immersed in the oil. Then due to that arc, high temperature will be produced. For that temperature surrounded by the arc, then due to that temperature the surrounded oil will be converted into the gas. They will be converted into the gas, that is the oil bubbles, oil vapor bubbles. This yellow color indicate the oil bubble. In that gas bubble. In that gas bubble we are having the arc. Okay, due to the properties of this gas or the oil vapor bubbles, the arc will be slowly extinguished. Then we protect the contacts of this circuit breaker. And this is also the another constructional diagram. In that also we are using the tank. This is the one type of tank. Okay, that in this tank will be 3/4 will be filled by the oil, and this is that oil is known as the dielectric oil. This is the moving contact and this is the fixed contact. In between the fixed and the moving contact, if any faults are obtained, then automatically that arc will be struck. Okay, due to that arc, some heat energy will be developed in between the arc, near the arc. Due to that heat energy, the surrounded arcing oil will be converted into the gas bubbles, By using these gas bubbles, we extinguish the arc within a very short time. We extinguish the arc. Okay, this is the bulk oil circuit breaker working. Okay, under normal operating conditions, that means the no fault condition, the fixed and the moving contacts are closed. Okay, during abnormal conditions, the current carrying contacts in the oil are separated and an arc is established in between the contacts. Okay, due to the high temperature, that surrounded oil is converted into the gas and gas bubble are formed. That surrounded oil will be converted into the gas bubble. When arc is struck in the gas bubble, due to the property of this gas bubble, automatically that arc will be reduced. Okay, automatically that arc will be reduced. Okay, next one is what is the advantages and disadvantages are there in the bulk oil circuit breakers. Okay, by using the bulk quantity of the oil, the arc will be reduced within a short time. By using the bulk quantity of the oil, by using the large quantity of the oil, the arc will be reduced within a very short time. Okay, bulk oil circuit breakers needs a large tank. Okay, due to that large tank, it is very expensive and also increase the weight of a circuit breaker and also increases the weight of a circuit breakers. Because of these following advantages, the low oil circuit breakers is developed, which is usually to minimum oil for arc extension. Okay, next type is the minimum oil circuit breaker. Next type is the minimum oil circuit breaker. Okay, it is also called as the low oil circuit breaker. It is also called as the low oil circuit breakers. Okay, in that breaker we are using the less quantity of the oil. In that breaker we are using the less quantity of the oil for quenching of that arc. Okay, it consists of a 3 chambers, that is first one is the supporting chamber, next one is the circuit breaking chamber, and third one is the top chamber. Okay, it consists of a 3 chambers, that is supporting chamber, second one is the circuit breaking chamber, and next one is the top chamber. Okay, these are the 3 chambers are there in the case of the low and minimum oil circuit breaker. Okay, this is the low and minimum oil circuit breaker diagram. In that we are having the 3 stages. First is the circuit breaking chamber. Okay, first one is the circuit breaking chamber, second one is the arcing chamber, and another one is the top chamber, supporting chamber, circuit breaking chamber, next one is the top chamber. This is the supporting chamber, and this is the circuit breaking chamber, and this is the top chamber. Okay, constructionally the low oil circuit breakers are divided into the 3 chambers. Okay, in the top of that we are using the air as a cushion. Okay, that is the air cushion chamber or the top chamber, that is called as the air cushion chamber or the top chamber. Okay, in that top chamber we are using the one gas vent. Okay, by using this gas vent or by using this wall, we in and out of that gas, we are using the in and out of the gas. Okay, next one is the arc extinction device. This is the arc extinction device, and this is the fixed contact, and this is the fixed contact, and this is the arc extinction device. This is the lower fixed contact, and these are the terminals, and this is the operating rod, and this is the operating rod. Okay, next one is the supporting chamber. Next one is the supporting chamber. In that supporting chamber we are having the moving contact. In the supporting chamber we are having the moving contact. Okay, this is the moving contact. That moving contact is connected by the piston. Okay, this is the operating rod and also the piston. Okay, coming to the operation, first construction, the supporting chamber. Okay, it is the bottom chamber made up of porcelain and mounted on the metal chamber. Okay, this is the bottom chamber made up of a porcelain mounted on the metal chamber. Okay, it is filled with oil. And which is separated from the oil in the circuit breaker. It is separated from the oil in the circuit breaker. Okay, next part is the circuit breaking chamber. This chamber is placed at the top of the supporting chamber and is also filled with the oil and consisting of the upper and lower fixed contacts, moving contacts, and also the turbulators. Okay, the moving contact is the hollow and consists cylindrical, which move down over the fixed position. Okay, the turbulator forms an arc control device. It has both axial and radial vents. Okay, the function of the axial vent is to interrupt for low fault current. Okay, the function of the axial vent is used to interrupt the low fault current, and also the function of the radial vent is used to interruption of the heavy fault current. Next, last one is the top chamber. Okay, last one is the top chamber. It is a metal chamber mounted on the top of the breaker. It is the metal chamber that will be mounted on the top of a chamber. Okay, it provides the expansion space for the oil presented in the circuit breaker. Okay, it is used to expansion of the space for the oil in the circuit breakers. Okay, and it also contains the separators which avoid the losses of the oil. Okay, that is the basic construction of a minimum oil circuit breaker. Okay, next coming to the operation are the working principle. Under normal operating conditions are the fault conditions. The moving and fixed contacts are closed. Under normal operating condition, the moving contacts and the fixed contacts are closed. There is no any other air gap between this fixed and the moving contacts under normal operating condition. Okay, if any faults are obtained, in the case of a fixed and the moving contacts, an air gap will be obtained in between this, then automatically the arc will be struck in between the fixed and the moving contacts. In between the fixed and the moving contact, an arc is struck. Okay, during the abnormal conditions or the faulty conditions, the moving contact is pulled down by the spring or the piston. Okay, by using this piston during the abnormal conditions, by using this piston or the operating rod, the moving contact is pulled down. The moving contact is pulled down due to the operating torque. Whenever a faults are occur, in that case the operating torque is used to pull down this moving contact. Next one is the with the separation of contacts, an arc is struck between them. Okay, the energy in the arc causes vaporization of the surrounding oil. Okay, this will be produces gas at a high pressure. Okay, the action prevents the oil from passing through the central hole, the moving contacts and resulting forcing series of a oil through the passenger turbulates. Okay, the process of the and usage of this turbulator is the which section of the arc are successfully quenching by the effect of supporting steam. Next, coming to the advantages and disadvantages of minimum oil circuit breakers. Minimum oil means in that we are using the less amount of oil. Then first, the main advantage is the fire hazards will be reduced when compared to the bulk oil circuit breaker. After that, the space requirement is also reduced. Okay, it requires the smaller space, small length size, smaller weight, low cost, and reduces the risk of fires and reduces the maintenance problems also. Okay, these are the various advantages in the case of a minimum oil circuit breaker. Next one is the what are the main disadvantages are obtained in the case of a minimum oil circuit breaker is the removal of the gases from the contact space-time and increases the deionization of the carbonization and decreases the dielectric of oil due to the small dielectric oil due to the smaller quantity of the oil. Okay, these are the main advantages and disadvantages of a minimum oil circuit breakers. Okay, in first, what are the classifications of a circuit breakers? The circuit breakers are classified based upon the dielectric medium. First, what is the usage of that dielectric medium? By using the dielectric medium, we reduce the arc, or we quenching the arc within a very short period. Okay, that is the main reason for the usage of the dielectric medium. Okay, by depending upon the dielectric mediums, that circuit breakers will be classified into 4 types. In that, first one is the oil type circuit breakers. Oil means in that the dielectric medium is the oil. Okay, that oil will be filled in the total tank and 3/4 of the tank. Okay, by the usage of this oil, the arc will be minimized and it will be reduced. After that, we discuss about the bulk oil and the minimum oil circuit breakers are also discussed in this class. Okay, this is the types of a oil circuit breakers. Okay, in next class I am discussing about the remaining 3 types of the circuit breakers, that is the air blast circuit breakers, next one is the vacuum circuit breaker, and next one is the SF6 circuit breaker. SF6 circuit breakers, that means the sulfur hexafluoride circuit breakers. These are all the classifications of the circuit breakers depending upon the dielectric medium. Okay, thank you.